What's up, guys? Jacob Rothenberg here, and I'm just hanging out right after being done with my side chick. Anyway, today's video is going to be about questions you guys all posed, as the reality is this year in publishing, 2020, the vast majority of you are silently struggling with either getting started or making any kind of forward progression with your existing Kindle publishing business. So I'll get right to it. I don't fluff around. I don't inflate my watch time. For those of you who are new to Kindle publishing, you're thinking, I've got all this info. I've got analysis by paralysis because of all the resources available in the way of videos, maybe some courses you've taken. How do I get started? What's the best way of getting started? Honestly, now, this is something that I did, so I feel very comfortable telling you this as advice. If you are not in a situation where you have disposable income, and if you don't have $1,000 to piss away, if you had $1,000 to invest and you cannot afford making zero from it, what I would advise you to do is try to write or design your first book, if possible, if realistically feasible. For those of you who don't know, I started in Kindle publishing nearly 4 years ago. I got into it by accident. I don't want to make a long story, but basically, I decided to write a couple ebooks about powerlifting. I used to compete, and I guess by virtue of luck and being in the right keyword for content that I was able to deliver at a high level of quality, I made money. My first month ever in Kindle publishing, I think I wrote a 3,000 word ebook. What the fuck's that? Like 13 pages? Whatever. That made me, I think, $27 in the month of January. Then I was like, okay, $27. That's definitely better than making zero from a lot of other things you can do online. Let me try writing another ebook. So I did an 8,000 word ebook. In February of 2017, I had 2 ebooks out, and I made something around $230. Then March, I think I made $600, and it snowballed and snowballed from then on. So what I would say is, if you can find a niche or topic that you've done your research on, it shows potential for being profitable without an overwhelming amount of competition. Now, starting out, your research is not going to be stellar or your analysis is not going to be perfect, but do your best, and if possible, just create the damn book for free. So that means writing it yourself, proofreading it. I mean, using spell check can go a long way. Designing your cover on canva.com. I've done it myself. I'm very inept when it comes to design, but I've been able to do it with Canva for free. And just get your book out and just see if the business model is for you. Because if you're chasing Kindle publishing as a business opportunity solely, it might not be for you long term. Me, I'm a geek, I'm a nerd. Despite having benched 435 pounds and being an alpha male, I like books, I like writing. I have always been a lifelong, passionate consumer of books. So I love books, and I have a passion for Kindle publishing. Now, for those of you who might not be as geeky as me, just see if the model is for you. So there's really no way to tell if it's something you want to do long term until you just put your toes in the water, just get in there and put out your first project. Now, if you do have disposable income, I would then recommend that you outsource your first book. Try to maybe take it a little bit easy on your expenditure. If we recommend you writing a 30,000 word book, try 15 to 20,000 words and just give it your best shot. Realistically speaking, oftentimes your first book will not do very well due to some oversight that you make with regards to the content creation process, the marketing, and your ads management, if you even decide to run ads at all, if you know how to run ads. Just get in there and see if you like it, and if it's something that you want to build upon, do your research. Maybe if you want at that point, find a course, mine's $47, and just take it from there. Now, what I will say, for someone that asked on my last video, how do I get started with publishing? I've heard about your course. Will it give me everything that I need to at least get started with the entire process and understand the processes behind publishing a book. Yes, my course is $47 and it will teach you how to get started from publishing from as a concept to keyword research to content creation to marketing and then running ads and all that gamut, and eventually scale your business to something that can potentially maybe turn out to be a full-time income for you. Again, I'm not trying to really sell too hard on this. I don't make my living selling a fucking $47 course, but it's out there and it's got a 30-day refund. That's how confident I am that you'll either like it and have value from it, or hey, if you don't like it, either ask me for a refund through Facebook, or better yet, just fucking charge it back. I don't care. Seriously, I've had friends charge it back on me. We're still talking on good terms. If you don't get value from the course, just get a refund. I don't care. It's $47. So that's my offer. Now, for those of you who are more seasoned with Kindle publishing and you're wondering, well, gosh, Jacob, my promo codes have all been used. I can't sell a paperback worth of crap. Neither can I sell an ebook. Everything I was doing was around audiobooks. And gosh, I just don't have any more tricks. Price striking doesn't work. Ads aren't 5 cents per click anymore like they used to be. What do I do next? What can I do to move forward with my business? And I say to you, and this is the honest truth, I know it sounds a little bit cliche, but you have to build an audience. And by building an audience, that means off the Amazon platform, use social media to build an audience, whether it's through members in a group, whether it's through building an email list, whatever it may be. Utilize building an audience off platform that you can advertise to, market to, get reviews for your book from, and sell the book to directly. It's not that freaking hard. And honestly, that's why I created a 100% free course on YouTube over the past 2 weeks, Social Media Domination. I know I'm tooting my own horn here, but I'm really giving you guys the answers on how to scale up. And I know it's the unsexy part of the business. You just want to publish books and make money. But if you really still want to pursue publishing in 2020 and even in 2021, you're going to have to suck it up and deal with the fact that you need to take advantage of social media to build a brand. So we can't be going shotgunning every different keyword that there is. Instead, once you find either something that you like that has potential you want to work on and has a proven path towards making a scalable brand out of, that's a little bit hard to identify. Or more simply, you create a book for a keyword and it hits off. It hits off and you're like, well, how can I make more money? Why not make a second book revolving around the same niche and eventually build a brand on Amazon for that? So that's what you really got to do. Honestly, I've been through it all. I've done a lot of awesome shit. I've done a lot of stupid shit in this business. And I can tell you the answer to all of your problems is building a singular pen name or brand in nonfiction and building an audience around it. Virtually every person that is still making at least $10,000 a month that I know has at least one big brand on Amazon. You can't be publishing as Joe Schmo in dark psychology and then as Julia Smith in Python programming the next day. It doesn't work like that anymore, guys. Evident from my keyword research, a lot of you can't sell a paperback worth of shit. A lot of you can't sell an ebook, and maybe you guys are still on your last limbs using promo codes. Don't be a douchebag. Learn how to succeed with publishing in 2020. Don't be fooled by testimonials from whoever. I don't even want to name names just because, this even applies to me. Fuck everything I did in 2017, 2018. I've made as much as $3,400 in a single day. In a single day from publishing. But guess what? The tactics that I used and that we all used to make money back then is inapplicable. They don't exist. And it's irrelevant towards how you need to make money this year with publishing. So any testimonial prior to 2020 is more or less invalid. And this applies to me as well. everything that worked for me in 2017, 2018, even in 2019, kind of sorta, is inapplicable. So, as far as results, if you ever need someone to learn from, ask what someone has done after promo codes were expired. So ask what someone has done this summer with Kindle publishing. How much has someone made this summer when things have been slower, when promo codes can't be abused, and when you really have to play a straight game with your business. You can't BS around and you can't use trickery to make some easy, quick money. Now, another thing that people ask that I've seen in my comments is, well, what is the best way to get started in terms of like approach to it? Should I do fiction? Should I do nonfiction? Should I do low content? I'll give you the straight answer to this. In fiction, if you're a new publisher, it is very unlikely that you're going to succeed in something like fiction doing 10,000 word short stories. I know that's been recommended, especially by someone like Dexter, who's had success writing and publishing short erotica novels. However, the reality is, for those who are making good money doing short stories, they've built an audience over the years that have been cultivated to not only have an audience that knows that they exist, that enjoys their content, but they have the audience that likes short stories. So if you're Joe Schmo just appealing to the mainstream now, you don't have the audience you don't have the right eyeballs on your product to be getting away with doing short stories. And conversely, if you want to do like 50,000 word novels, and that's usually the de facto in something like romance, sci-fi is longer, but I don't know anything about sci-fi, so I'll stick to what I kind of know. Romance is that you need capital to make something like fiction work. It is slow, especially in romance. It takes time to build and scale, and you will be in the hole for a few months, and it's stressful if you were to approach it properly. So, case in point, I've been in as much of a hole as a $7,000 deficit when I was 3 books in. I think it cost me $17,000 to make my first $10,000 revenue with romance fiction, and I already had publishing knowledge back then, and I got a lot of help too. So I'd say, unless you really know what you're doing and you have a coach to guide you through fiction, it's not the best business opportunity for you. Now, nonfiction. I've said this in my last video, the economics have changed for nonfiction. It costs as much as $1,000 these days to produce a high quality nonfiction book if you outsource from a ghostwriting company. If you're going to go the ghostwriting route, you really need to make sure, unless you have money to invest and blow away, that you are finding a keyword that will yield some kind of return, or hopefully even a return on your entire investment for publishing. So, again, just find something that you can hopefully succeed in with one book, and if it shows traction to a significant degree, meaning you at least make your money back on the book, then consider publishing a second, maybe a third, maybe a fourth, until you have a fully fledged brand on Amazon. Now, for those who are, they're serious about getting started, but they want a low risk approach, I'd say low content is a good avenue for that, but just don't copycat like everyone else. So everyone has a crossword puzzles book, everyone has a mazes book. The name of the game in low content, yes, it is a numbers game, but at the same time, you have to differentiate yourself from the rest of the market, from all the other brands that are now out there. 2 years ago, low content was competitive, but it was relatively easy to make easy, quick money. Case in point, I think I had a unicorn coloring book I produced for $100 called Unicorn Coloring Book for Kids 4 through 8 by Unicorn Publishing. Without any other book in the brand, I made an easy $700 on this coloring book, and I think it only had 5 real reviews. It's not like that anymore, guys. So it's so hard to say really what you should do when you're starting out and you don't understand the full extent of what I'm trying to explain, but you're just going to have to find angles. Maybe you can provide better designs, better interior, or even maybe if you can even better yet, find keywords that aren't so saturated that show by the way of your BSR research that there is sales being made, but you don't have activity slaying the same keyword as you. You don't have all these big bad boys and girls in your keywords. So if you could just stay away from the big daddies in publishing, you can make some money relatively easily. That's all I've really got to say. Now, if you need more help, please ask away in the questions below. Again, I feel like I'm repeating myself over and over and over, but maybe that's what it takes for you all to realize that you can't rely on what you know from last year to make money this year on Amazon. If that were not the case, why is everyone sucking ass at selling paperbacks and ebooks? Why is everyone only showing testimonials from last year and early this year, when the truth is, Pierluigi doesn't have promo codes anymore? Take care. I'll see you later.